to in my secret mind, I guess the thoughts that I don't really tell anybody.
Okay.
That layer that I keep to myself, but I'm sharing now. Uh,
Hey world.
I I guess I feel more of an affinity with things that are earthy
Sure.
and cool and damp rather than thinking of my body burned in a fire.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah. And sometimes it's making decisions as easy as that. Even though like it's hard to explain, but you just like one thing more than the other. What just like spin off from that. What do you think is like a okay age for you to die? How long do you think you'd like to live? So like you
I
talked
don't.
about three goals that you think you'd like to find
I would like not to die
happiness.
before I accomplish any of those.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I don't really care about how long I live. Um, I
Like
definitely wouldn't want to live forever.
would you be disappointed if you died when you were 60 if you like found those three things that you were looking for?
um, if I hadn't accomplished the other goals that I had set out for myself, or if there was still work that I was capable of doing, um, if there was still part of my potential in me that I hadn't gotten out yet, there would be a
Mhm.
sense of disappointment. And I don't know if I'll achieve my potential by 60. But hell, if I'm 110 and still have all my faculties and can still like
Uh-huh.
walk around unaided, I would be okay with that.
Is longevity like that in your family?
No,
Okay.
there's only our great grandmother Pember. Almost made it to 100, and we all like joked that
Oh no.
she was holding out for her letter from the Queen, which apparently the Queen stopped writing because so many people were reaching 100
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it was just too much time for her.
I mean, it's kind of a form letter, but
Yeah.
actually, when I was at the Veterans Building recently, I was playing for a woman who had just recently turned 100, and she had her letter framed from the Queen and also from the Lieutenant Governor.
Okay.
It was really cool. It was really cool. She had this big banner for like congratulations or happy birthday, you're 100, and pictures of her when she was in the I guess serving in the war. Pictures of her as like a young woman in uniform, and just like
Wow.
all of the it was really amazing. Just like even being in that small like hospital room in the long term care sort of it was quite amazing. Like you just do so much in 100 years.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So I think to answer the question, I don't really care about a number. I want to die when I can no longer have an effect.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Um, what is your present state of mind?
This is the last one, isn't
Um,
it? Is it?
there's two more.
Oh, there's two more. I am feeling really good. I have had some mental turmoil in the last few days. Um, but yeah, I'm feeling really like at peace. And I always like this is why partly why I write those notes.
Mm-hmm.
Is because I don't know. I don't like talking about myself unless asked, or I always feel a little bit arrogant um, when I do write about my thoughts in those notes. But it also just helps me. This self examination really brings me to some sort of peace. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm at peace right now.
It's really interesting, like that level of externalization, which I've never seen before. People just like you basically just dump your like inner thoughts on Facebook, which is I guess like how you'd sum it up.
Yeah.
It's just like when I first like became friends with you and read that, I was just like,
What the
holy
hell?
shit, like that's fucked. It's fucked, and especially since Facebook is just like so accessible.
Yeah.
People. Do you ever think it's weird that it's sort of one way? Like not that it's one way with everyone, and there are people like I'd like to think that
I
I've like
I do
I
feel a
guess
little
told
bit.
you a lot of myself, but
Yeah.
so someone could,
I
in theory, add you on Facebook tomorrow and just know so much about you by reading all of these notes.
I always feel a little bit cheated by those people that I know read, but don't put there. And I know you're listening to this right now, you assholes. but you,
Shout out.
but you don't respond, or you don't even like leave a like on it, and that's your choice, I guess. And if you want to remain anonymous, that's again your choice. Choosing I'm doing this out of choice.
Yeah.
And I do it because I'm not ashamed of who I am, and um, I I attribute this willingness to communicate about myself to that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not afraid of whatever you can say to me, because that, this is who I am, and I'm very proud of that.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing. But like, so, what do you think about like the asymmetry of like how much you've shared with other people?
Well, maybe it will inspire other people to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's just a big thing. Like
yeah,
I couldn't. I would feel extremely uncomfortable doing a similar thing.
yeah. I can see that, and it certainly, like, the first time I did it, it took some doing.
Yeah.
Um, and if you go back to the very start of the notes, they're more humorous, I guess, or more shallow, or lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas lately they've been not always dark, but really deep into.
Yeah. It's okay to be somber.
Yeah. Um, so I don't like the asymmetry, but I know I'm not gonna get around it. And like the people
Yeah, I
who,
guess if you need to take, someone needs to take the initiative, I guess. So you've kind of put
yeah,
yourself out there.
and like I try to keep my Facebook friends to people I would actually talk to anyway.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I feel like with having less than like 300 friends, and I hope that I can cut that down at the end of the year, because I'm not gonna talk to some people.
Yeah, I feel bad about it now. I used to be a big deleter, and now I feel bad.
I'm gonna keep the ones that I would like if I saw them on the street. I would talk to them, and like at length, rather than just like, oh hey, how's it going? Good, good. Walk away.
Yeah,
Someone I would actually like sit down for coffee with. I think
yeah,
that's a
interesting.
little cute.
Yeah, but it's just weird. It's weird how there's so like
Yeah.
everyone has their own criteria.
I want every one of you to
Sometimes very like artificial.
yeah. By the way, those silent observers, I want every one of you to like leave a like on this one. I want to see how many of you actually listen to this.
Comments galore, please. But maybe they won't listen till the end.
Maybe not.
This is pretty long. It's
Yeah.
like an hour long. Okay, so with
Maybe we'll break it up into
yeah,
installments or something.
volumes. So for what fault have you most toleration?
Lack of diligence, I think. Whether it be in my friends' personal lives or their upkeep with communication with me. I'm I have a lot of tolerance for when like someone says, "Oh, you're my good friend," and then like doesn't talk to me for a week.
Oh, okay. That bothers me so much.
Yeah, it bothers me as well, but I know that they don't actually mean anything malicious by it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have a lot of tolerance for that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I have tolerance in that I don't do anything about it, but it bugs me so much. Bugs the hell out of me.
I can
And
usually,
we've had this conversation many times
and like
before.
I'm sorry for last term.
No, like it's just interesting. Nonetheless, and yeah, maybe we'll do